Right. Hello, guys. This is High Priestess Jamila. I wanted to let y'all know that I do have um, a few openings for today, but I needed to speak about some of this stuff that has been happening here and to kind of talk about it because a lot of people assume that it's a normal situation, but it's not. None of the things that you guys have been seeing on YouTube have been normal or even real. It's been a part of a 5-year witch hunt that started on YouTube as somebody else's means of entertainment. Um, and then it just went from there. And so for me, what I want people to understand is that I am dealing with all of this that involves being an empath and then dealing with that. See, I am an empath. Every single time the world goes through something, I go through it. Every time. Yesterday, they started administering the vaccines. And things that happen in the world have an impact on me because I am an empath. And it's also because it wouldn't be bad at all. It would be something that I would be able to deal with very easily. But with this extra stuff, with all of the extra things that have been going on YouTube, the discrimination, the harassment, the stalking, all of that has done nothing but added to it. And to be honest with you, it just seems like for years, the world never cared. It just, and even though previously it was very different than, a domestic violence situation, but it was still something that I dealt with because I wasn't going to give up. I wasn't going to give up my career for these people. Okay. And I just, and that's exactly what they want. I was watching The Burning Bed last night, and it seems like there's a couple of dynamics that we're dealing with as far as it comes to patriarchy. It's men that don't want women to have independence and freedom. And then also it's the outside world that is around you. I think in that movie, The Burning Bed, the woman went and asked for help all over the place. And it seems like the world does not really support women when they are going through domestic violence situations because it is considered domestic violence. First of all, emotional abuse is the worst. I would rather somebody just hit me than emotionally abuse me. And so I've been getting emotionally abused on YouTube for several different reasons. Number one, I'm Black. When I was pregnant with my son, I was attacked. Number two, it's because I'm single. Number three, it's because I have kids. So these patriarchal people, okay, they're not normal. They're patriarchal to the point where it's emotional terrorism. It's emotional terrorism. Hey, blessed one. Oh, did you? Did you? Yeah, wasn't that a good movie? Like that movie was an example of that rigid demon. It's very rigid. It is. And it is crazy because, I think that people that are I think that it has been a long time for me to have somebody that is actually protecting me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that empaths and the stuff that we go through, I believe that we are supposed to have someone protecting us. As you guys can see, my situation doesn't support that. It doesn't, because and so that's why I said I have to. It sucks, every day that I think about what has happened, I just wanted to make it better, but it's not ever meant to get better in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that is the worst disappointment. For me, I'm a person that actually really cares about people, and when I see people suffering, it bothers me. So, of course, abusers play on your emotions. They do. Abusers play on your emotions, and I wish that I could really, really, really talk about what my theory is on what's going on. But I can tell you that right now, it's not just me that's being attacked. It's my daughters are being attacked right now by the same principle. Um, so it's sick. It's sick, and yeah, it's very sick how and you know what? I've noticed that it's been 5 years and it still hasn't changed what is going on back home, because those people refuse to respect the fact that I left my hometown. They refuse to accept it. And whenever you get people in a YouTube environment, and this is one of the reasons why I don't have any friends back in that place except for my daughters and my grandbaby. There, listen, people took the opportunity to come to YouTube and hate on me, just like they were hating on me when I was in Kansas City. Yeah, but Diane Schaefer, when are people going to confront this man and tell him to stop? When? And why does he keep doing things to do this? Why can't he just stop? Why can't he be a decent person? I appreciate the love and the support and everything, but really what I want is for people to just forget about it and let me move on. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I just want to move on, you know what I'm saying, at this point, and forget about it, because I should have known that it was nothing that I could do to make that situation better, because that person has always hated me and only pretended to care, which is sad. It's really sad, but it's the truth. And for me, like earlier this morning, a lot of people assume, first of all, me and that guy broke up last October. That he is extended and used it was a fake relationship between me and him, because he was always a fake friend. He never cared. He pretended. He only cared to get what he needed from me for himself. And as soon as he got filled up with all of his supply and he probably found somebody else, he abandoned me. This is what narcissistic people do. And I've been telling people this is going on for a year. And of course, the opportunists, they're going to use that story over and over again. And even he used it. Even he used it to come to YouTube to get sympathy. That's all those people are doing, or trying to get sympathy and trying to play victim. I've never done that. I've simply said, hey, listen, just leave me alone. But they never stop. And he actually decided to get together with the same people that he was stalking me with previously to continue to stalk me, while at the same time playing the same game, claiming that I'm stalking him, which all I wanted was some kind of an explanation. And his explanation turned into, I just don't care about you. And this is something that, because it would be okay if he wasn't, like, he got these people to do videos about me. He did the same thing. He went around the internet lying on me because he can't control me. I actually broke it off with this man out of respect for his marriage. And he flipped it around, and I didn't even know he was married. It was like all of a sudden I'm married. I was like, okay, well, it's over. He decides that instead of him accepting that it's over, he's going to go around the internet, have people do videos about me, make videos about me himself, and then claim that he dumped me and that I was stalking him. That's what he did, and that's not what happened. And everybody wants to listen to him and not me. Nobody wants to believe me. Yeah, and it sucks, because this is exactly what happens to women. And it don't have nothing to do with race. All women, men do what they want. They do what they want. They lie, they scheme, and they don't care. And they treat women like whores, and I'm not a whore. And it's just a disgusting person. And I've been saying for over a year to all of these people, we broke up last October. Why are we going through a breakup process every other day for the past year? We have been going through a breakup for a year. A year. A breakup from a fake relationship that didn't exist. I don't get it. And I don't get why people like why people that watch me or watching that and then judging me based upon that. At some point, people need to drop their judgment of me and start judging him. But instead, men can be abusive. They can beat women. They can cuss women out. They can stalk us, and society does nothing about it. I begged for help from the police for protection from this man 5 years ago, and they did nothing. They did nothing, because I knew intuitively that he was playing a game with me. I knew intuitively when he would ask me to see him, I knew that he would do something like this. Why? Because he's associated with those people. And I kept asking, I kept saying, please, somebody help me with this situation. This man is stalking me. He's stalking my children. And nobody did nothing. And the reason why they did nothing is because it was okay with my mother. So society doesn't give a damn. This society is very slave master thinking. And I'm no one slave. So it was okay for these people to attack me. It was okay for Tiffany to stalk me because she's white. It was okay for my mother to lie on me because she's my mother. And my spirits have proven themselves. We don't have to keep proving ourselves to nobody, and these people can never prove that I am a fraud. And he's been trying to prove that I'm a fraud because I have a nude body, which we know that everything that they do is backwards and flipped around. These people praise bad behavior, but they punish good behavior. If you do a good deed, they punish you. So we're dealing with very, very, very messed up people. And this man, he just continue, he just keeps he doesn't care. He doesn't. He does not care about what he does to people, and nobody will confront him. Why? Because I have no idea. Not that it would make a difference. I guess it wouldn't make much of a difference. Yeah, but I am. I am very secure. I am very genuine, and I am very confident. And what the problem is that he's an abuser. He is a woman abuser. Okay? The reason why he mentally and emotionally abuses is because he probably wants to be physically abusive. And then being that he's doing it on the job and he's trying to interfere, with my business, that's what makes me fight. That's what makes me fight him back. I mean, in that movie, The Burning Bed, all that woman wanted to do was go to college. All she wanted to do was go to college. Well, at first, she just wanted to be married to this man that she was in love with. And then all she wanted to do was go to college so that they could have more money. And she ended up going through this entire thing. And he is being abusive and he's trying to punish me. So, me doing an exercise video turned into me bearing my soul and my body to fight for my independence, to do a freaking 5-minute exercise video. So the stuff that it's all his fault. I ain't did nothing. I refuse to accept any judgment. I refuse to say I'm sorry because he did it. He decided I want to control this woman and how people see her. For these people to even still be on YouTube is a travesty. It's a travesty. And then they brag about their so-called family. They brag about the people in their life. What is wrong with the people in your life to where you're still doing this to another person? Then you have to think he's associated with other people that call themselves witches. He's an agent. Agents do this. They do things with a purpose. An agent does things to get a certain reaction out of you. That's what agents do. He was an agent the whole time. And I told y'all that, and it was obvious that he was fake from the beginning. And for people to even judge me based upon him, it's a freaking joke. I should be able to go and do a slut walk. I should go and march with the feminists. I should do everything that goes against the disgusting nature of these types of people that try to violate my basic rights as a human being. You realize that these people decided to stalk me and do a freaking smear campaign against me because I moved to a different state. And to be honest with you, that woman that was claiming to be stalked years ago by me probably wouldn't have even been saying that if it were not for people playing and manipulating the situation. There are people that will clone your number. They will call people. And I've had people do that. And the next thing you know, you're being framed and you're being accused of committing a crime that you have not done. So this has been something that's been going on forever. These same people. When does it stop? It doesn't, because these people need it for attention. 5 years of being codependent for attention. Instead of this man confronting this woman that lives in Florida, instead of everybody banding together against her, what do? They continue to allow her to stalk, harass, and do things to people, and for me to get blamed for it. This is exactly what has been happening for years. For years, I was accused of harassing and stalking somebody's family, even though I had not uploaded any videos of that person. This other person did it. I was accused of everything that she was doing to people, and she will continue to do it. accuse me of something and literally, like, okay, let me give you guys an example. I'm gonna give you guys the perfect example. This came up randomly. I had not even talked to this man. Okay. I had not even talked to him. Okay. I had not even talked to this man. Period. And oh my God. Hold on, y'all. He was in contact with her. Evidently, she must have been talking to him unless he was faking. He could have been faking it. He could have been faking. He could have been. But all of a sudden, he contacts me about a friend of mine accusing me of sleeping with them, claiming that she told him that I told her something about that. And then he went live randomly. I think this was during the month of either October or November, and literally cussed me out, said all these disparaging things based upon what this woman had told him. So a lot of this stuff, I'm not even facilitating myself. So it's insane. It's crazy. Literally, this person can make up something. And at the time, this man was so emotional. It looked like he was going off and emotional because he may have been in love with me and somebody may have said something to him. Somebody may have said something to him to make him think something. But to me, I think it was all a game. I think he was just playing. So YouTube had to listen to this man roast me, roast my children, roast my whole family, call me all these names. And his excuse for doing it was because this woman said something to him about this guy that I never said nothing to her about. You see what I'm saying? So this was a few months ago. Now all of a sudden he's all around the internet trying to prove that he doesn't want me. Well, why is it that a couple of months ago you were claiming that you were using it as an excuse to come at me? Then he says all of these other things. So I know now that he's an agent. He was not saying that because he was in love with me, in my opinion. I think he just was playing around. He wanted to he wanted to be able to discourage me at that time. And it sucks because I'm just like on YouTube. Literally at that time, I was ignoring him. And he has been stalking me with those people. Me trying to get through to him made it worse. So he's in a psychosis. And all these people stalking me, troll accounts, harassment. He's lighting candles. He's over there trying to do work on me, when all he had to do was leave me alone out the gates. When I broke up with you, I think it was back in September or October, he should have just accepted it and moved on. He did not do that. He began to continue to try to work with witches, to stalk me, to do work on me. He just, and he, even though he claims he's not doing anything, obviously he is. And see, when people are doing things like that to you, add it to the things that you're already dealing with. And then also it's the obvious gaslighting that he does. He's a narc. He gaslights, and I'm an empath. So, and I'm a true empath. Listen, uh, 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 empaths, when you throw something at them, they don't cower down. Empaths mirror people. If you throw something at me, I may throw it back at you. Empaths don't walk around, just blind and blank and non reactionary to people. They don't do that. So I'm an authentic empath. Yesterday, there was some kind of energy shift that was happening. Um, And I need people with the proper support. You know, obviously I need a man in my life that understands me, that understands what I need. And I don't need that stuff. Nobody needs that. And even though he doesn't believe in what I say, he doesn't believe in what I do, too bad. So many people do. God believes in what I do. Period. And he's been flailing all around the internet for 5 years straight because I'm a woman and he's a man, and he's an abuser. He's an abusive and controlling person. The reason why he's been doing what he's been doing is because he's trying to act like we're in the movie The Burning Bed. Hold on. That's why he's been doing this stuff. I'm back, y'all. That's why he's been doing it, because he's a controlling male. Hey, Kendra, it is. It's so sad for him. It's sad for all of us women. Why do we have to go through this? It doesn't make any sense. The problem is that he can't respect the fact that this is what I do for a living. He told me, he said, you need to get a different job. Why would it? For what? For what? For what? And why should I do what he wants me to do just because he wants to do that? Never gonna happen. Never. So he has been literally trying to destroy the business that I built for years. And the last thing that he did it to try to destroy my business, but he incriminated himself. I'm sorry. Instead of exposing a woman on YouTube, you should have kicked me from the studio, which in my opinion, I believe that that can be a form of revenge porn. When men release revenge porn on women, it is about control, because they think that they can use our body to shame us. They do. They think they can use our bodies to shame us, and it's bullcrap. All of this power struggle started and got worse because he refused to accept the fact that I did an exercise video. And it was because of some other person that he claims that he doesn't know and never met, and their problem with themselves. So because this person has a problem with themselves, I have to deal with it. I have to go through things because this person doesn't like themselves. I have the right to take a look. He has a problem. I'm not his woman. I'm not married to him. I never will be. He decided that he was going to go around the internet, talk about me, and judge me because I took a body shot and showed off my weight loss. He's been doing it he did it 6 years ago. When I first met this man, he decided that he was going to make a video when he saw I was talking to somebody, when he found out I was talking to somebody. He decided he was going to take my screenshots from my old channel. This was before my old channel got flagged. It was body shot videos. I used to do weight loss videos. I used to do watch me shrink videos when I wanted to lose about 30 or 40 pounds. I would do it on YouTube. Everybody did it. Instead, this man took my screenshots. He didn't show the after pictures. He took the before pictures and said, this is what she looks like, and photoshopped it, made it look weird. This man has an obsession with taking photos of people, altering them, and then releasing them so that they can look ugly. So he's been on a mission to make me look some type of way for years. And you know what? When I say, look, I can see that you obviously have a problem. I can see that you, and I was a good person. He is never going to punish me for being a good person. That is exactly why he's doing it, because I tried to be positive in the situation and he was fake the whole time. He never wanted, and none of these people ever want to make anything better. They don't. They just want to attack on a daily basis. Is what they do. And I had to accept that. Obviously, this man had been lying to me and making promises to me. Instead, you know what he did? He got together with those same people that played the same game and the same scam on YouTube. And so he decided instead of me doing the right thing, I am going to play this woman, play with her head behind the scenes, come to YouTube and pretend that I hate her and make it look like she's stalking me. So he's very disingenuous out the gates. And then when you see that they're not going to do it, you try to say, okay, well, maybe he wants me back. Maybe it's just that he wants me. This is my fault. It's my fault. And as a woman, you start to blame yourself. You start to blame yourself. This is the type of emotional games that abusive men play with women. And you know what? Obviously, there are people that are entertained by that. There's a lot of people that are thoroughly entertained and they feel good about seeing women get abused. And I used to ask people, why is this man being allowed to verbally abuse and mentally abuse me for years? I have wrote to YouTube. I have done petitions. What is a person supposed to do? The last thing I was going to do was leave YouTube and walk away from my business. But that's what they want us to do. Look, okay. When you look at that movie, The Burning Bed, people will look at that movie and they'll look at this guy, James Mickey Hughes. They'll look at this guy and they'll say, God, what is wrong with him? That's all people do. They don't ever get down to the core of the problem. They just go, God, what's wrong with that guy? Oh God, what's wrong with that guy? That's all they say. And then they move on. In the meantime, this woman is at home, bruises and cuts, and he's beating her up. Even he's beating her up and adding new scars on top of old scars. She can't even heal from the last scar that he put on her face. And it's sick the way the world allows these type of men to be abusive. It's almost like the world goes into a psychosis. So I have been like, literally, I've been asking for help, even, and you know why? He wouldn't take no for an answer for years. And then he sits up here and he decides that he's gonna, because he could have just walked away. No, that's not what he did. And then now he gets to come to YouTube and constantly lie and manipulate people's perception of me constantly. And nobody ever wakes up from this fact. I mean, these people have been doing this for 5 or 6 years. I mean, you would think that people would understand what is going on and understand as a woman that I am fighting for freedom from this energy. It's disgusting. You would think that men would think in their mind, I'm not going to do this to this woman because it could potentially result in her being harmed. You would think that people would realize that. But instead, people always gave him the benefit of the doubt at the times when he was lying. And the reason why is because he puts up fake pictures trying to pretend to be in a relationship. He was divorced last year. Now all of a sudden this year he's married. And why did he do that? To make me look like I was some kind of skank. When in reality, I broke up with him because I broke up with him when he told me that he was back with her. I think it was probably 2 days later, I broke up with him. I can probably even get the text transcripts. And literally he's been stalking me. And y'all have no idea how it feels to be an empath and a sensitive. I could feel those people watching me. He was just watching. Like after I broke up with him, you could just feel the negative tension. You could feel it because he did, and so he's like, well, you're not gonna break up with me. I'm gonna break up with you. But you, if why don't you just be happy with what you got? If you claim you got somebody, then do what you do. So yeah, that has been the craziest thing ever. And he just gets to whenever he wants. He could just go online and make up something whenever he wants. Just and he's done it. He's done it. And he's doing it because he knows that people are against women. He went a couple of months ago, he went on somebody's platform and said somebody chipped bricks off of my house, and I think it was her, reminiscent of when I was all the way in Lawrence, Kansas, and these females that he is chasing behind. Literally, he just, and I figured, you know how I chalk it up. I figured that he was trying to use me to get attention, because obviously these men in social media, they want to use um white women against black women in social media. So I figured this is the way I chalk it up. I chalk it up as him playing me. I feel like he probably did catch feelings at some point, but those feelings didn't mean anything. I feel like he was probably just trying to get attention from those women. Evidently, evidently that's what he used me for. And when he saw that his enemy slept with these people, he said, well, there's no need, there's no use for you anymore. And that's how I'll take it. And I don't mind it because I'm not insulted. Trust me. And so, but he doesn't want that. He doesn't want that. He know, okay, if your supposed boyfriend or whatever he is more focused on your ex BFF, obviously that means something. He was so focused on her because he wanted to sleep with her. Period. He probably already has. Who knows? Who knows? I don't even care anymore. I honestly don't. I don't care anymore. And to be honest with you, um, I think I think that if he were the correct man for me, obviously he would have done the complete opposite. But at the end of the day, now they're back at square one. We are back at ground zero, because the whole purpose of that woman that was stalking me was so that she could screw me up socially, and so that she could take up enough of my time to where I don't have a social life. This is something that my own family has been doing to me for years. So now he figures I'm going to play the same game that they were playing for years. And it's so unfair because I deserve to move on with my life. I deserve to have happiness. I mean, I told you guys that he tried to ruin my friendship with a friend of mine that I've been friends with for years over in Georgia. He tried to ruin the friendship. Why? Because he has a mission to isolate me. And I'm sorry. Listen, I'm going to see if my friend from New York is still in town. Every time he hears about anything, All of those people, if y'all notice, their mission was to isolate me. This is what narcissistic, abusive people do. This is what abusive people do, period. They try to isolate people. If you notice, they've been chanting over and over again, you have no friends. Nobody wants you. You're unworthy. Kill yourself. They even told me to kill myself. So and I've been saying it for years. And then why is it that people will go and big up him? You don't see that this man has a problem, and they'll come and judge me, somebody that gave him an opportunity to clear himself up, and then I am being judged for being a good person because I could have just cursed him. I could have just continued to curse him. Because trust me, after seeing him the first time, I could tell that somebody had cursed him. And what I did, being the nice person, the sweet person that I am, being the empathic person that I am, I saw him suffering, and I was there for him. You know what he did? He took that energy from me and decided, I'm going to go and have more concern about this situation, because the original plan was to get all of you in the bedroom. And instead of him appreciating, my goodness, it's something wrong with him. I don't care what nobody says. So as far as the judgment, people trying to come at me like, oh, you not a good woman. Man, you can't judge me based upon what happened with that dude. That was a train wreck from the beginning. Hello, I am 123. It was a train wreck from the beginning. It was his intent from the beginning. And then for some reason, he threw a temper tantrum and a fit because I guess the woman that he was trying to get attention from drove down to Michigan and had sex with somebody else. Guess who he abused? He abused me because of that. I took the abuse because of that. And then he went online and apologized to her. He was claiming to me in the background, I'm just trying to get her back on my team so that I can show up Lamar or show up the bun. And at that point, my stomach turned. At that point, I got sick to my stomach. And I literally wanted nothing to do with it. Literally wanted nothing to do with it. Ever since, and it's like, are you kidding me? So he'll claim that he's not self-destructive. He totally lied and frauded about his personality. He said that he would not sleep with prostitutes. He said that he would not, but he obviously is. He obviously is. Now he's going around the internet telling people that I have AIDS. Him and his friends. This is a 44-year-old man. Nobody ever questions him. They always question me. But see, the way that he sees it, and for some reason, the way that these people see it, they figure first of all, they don't understand the fact that I'm not here to meet a man. But since this is the only social media platform that they can have contact with me on, what they do is they come here and they say, we have to make it so that nobody wants her. We have to make it so that she's unattractive. We have to make it so that everybody judges her, because they don't want me to meet somebody. Why would I be meeting somebody on YouTube? I am on YouTube to advertise my business. I've said it 3,000 times. And because of these perverted people that are on YouTube pursuing me, that I've said no to about 1,000 times, they continue to do it because these people are crazy. Oh, he's crazy. Trust me. I'm the normal one. If somebody is emotionally abusing you, you're supposed to be upset. If somebody is sitting there, literally, they have been throwing everything at me, including the kitchen sink. He has been literally emotionally abusing me for the past several months because Tiffany had sex with Lamar. Because he is a deviant. He's not the man that I thought he was. He's not the man that he pretended to be. Because if he could have it his way, he would have sex with all of these women, all of them. For some reason, this is what he believes makes him a man. Okay, then he claims that he's with another woman. Why? And I've questioned why. Well, maybe both of them. Maybe they are. Maybe some couples do stuff like this. That's exactly what he did. And then he comes on here and he gets to continue to manipulate people. And all he can say is, oh, I regret. Oh, and he will have the, okay, after everything that he sent me through, this is a true narc. After everything that you sent me through, you have the audacity to complain and play victim and say that you regret me, even though I wasn't the one stalking him. He claimed that this woman, he claims that this woman came to his inbox and threatened him. He blames me for not for him not being able to have sex with these women that he claims has AIDS. He does all of this for years, and then the people that are in his group or his environment will come to me and say, I'm an embarrassing person. You know what? We are beyond that. Like, I blocked all those people because that's gaslighting. It's called gaslighting. This is the most effective form of emotional abuse that narcs do or just abusers do. This is what's been going on. So it's so unfair. And then when he does stuff like that, people will expect for me to give an explanation. Do I have to keep explaining at this point? Obviously, as a woman, I was saying, kiss my ass, screw you. As a woman, is what I was saying to him and anybody else that was trying to stop my career. It's 2020. Why do I feel like a Mormon on a in a freaking prison camp, held hostage, not being allowed to do, say, feel the way that I want to feel? And then let's not forget, this man does have spiritual gifts. He has spiritual gifts, not those other people. He has been the one, he's been psychically attacking me. He's been psychically attacking my son. He's been driving by my house. He's been sending people to drive by my house. He is still stalking me and getting away with it and claiming that I'm stalking him. How am I going to stalk you? I don't even have a vehicle to get in a car and go and stalk you. And it's absolutely disgusting for these people to do that, and they just use whatever they have to hurt other people. That's why I was saying they're all frauds, they're all fake. And evidently, the people that he is surrounded with in real life enjoy to see him torture me. That's why he was doing it in the first place. So why do people even still listen to him? Why do y'all even believe anything that he says? You shouldn't. He's a liar. He is a huge liar, and he knows it. And it enrages me that I am going through this freaking discrimination, and this is at the bequest of a black man. A black man making sure that I go through discrimination. Make that make sense. Why is it that nobody is saying anything to this person? And you know what? It has nothing to do with me being black. This happens to white women every single day. Abuse, violence, manipulation. And obviously, my magic is real because I have overcome every attack, every single curse, every single whatever. I have overcame it. So my spirits are real. That's why I'm still here, and that's why they hate me, because they want to be able to put women in a horrible position and get away with it. They want to be able to put spells on us and manipulate our minds, our bodies, our spirits, our hearts. They want to do that to us. And they want us to be judged for it. In the meantime, while they are literally doing things behind the scenes, I never denied that these people had spiritual gifts. Never denied it. But they're still not witches. If they were real witches, they would not do this to a witch. Being a witch and having spiritual gifts, two different things. You can be an empath, you can be a telepath, you can even be able to remote view people. That does not make you a witch. So you know what my spirits manifested, and this is why my spirits keep fighting, because they are fighting for women and witches, and our rights is what they are doing right now. My spirits have shown people over and over and over again. He wished me homeless last year. Just that I hadn't done anything to him to deserve it. I don't know why that would, but he just all of a sudden for 3 months straight, he was just wishing homelessness on me. When we were at the hotel, and then we were totally like, it was, oh God, it was a horrible experience for Jacob and for me, because we're both empathic. And when you're in a hotel, you've got all these different people and personalities around you. And at the same time, and I kind of think that it was so weird, because it was almost like there was somebody up underneath us that was constantly harassing us. So these people do follow me. They do follow me around, harassing me to find out my location. He already probably knew where I lived before I even told him. Yeah, and I'm a real one. I have survived and overcame every attack that they have done, every smear campaign. For my spirits to do that was nothing but a miracle, and shows that my witchcraft is real. It shows that my spirits are real. Because okay, if you get normally when people get narcissists doing smear campaigns against them, it ruins their life. Instead, I started out with a townhouse in Georgia. Then I upgraded to a duplex. Right after that duplex, I upgrade to this house. What does that tell you? Does that tell you that I'm fake? Does that tell you that I'm weak? Does that tell you that my spirits are fake? No, it doesn't. It tells you that they are very, very real, and that even if you're going through this with narcs, because you're the sacrifice. And they go by this crap, okay? They go by that because of the parents, how your parents feel about you. If my mother would have never communicated with these people, they would have left me alone a long time ago. But they think the reason why they're so comfortable with doing it is because of these people. So my spirits got me through some horrible stuff. Not to mention, I pay $13.75 a month to live in this house. My spirits are going to continue to bring me clients, to allow me to do spiritual work, because that is what I was born for. And they're going to allow me to be paid for it. They are going to continue to try to prove that I'm a fake witch, or to prove that I'm not real, or to prove that I'm on welfare, or to prove that I'm this or I'm that. You know, women that are on welfare, most of them come from abusive, oppressive relationships. These are facts. And my spirits, they are tired of seeing children go hungry. They are tired, and not my children. They are tired of women being held back. They are tired of what these types of people are doing in this world. So this is why I am their enemy and they are my enemy. He is on the side of those people, which is the wrong side, because we have been through this cycle so many times. We've been through this cycle so many times, and I always come out on top. What does that tell you? Literally, he did the ultimate. He did the ultimate to me. Already last year, I already overcame him dropping my nudes. He's already dropped revenge porn on me. That happened last year. That happened last year. So what does that tell you? Does that tell you that this man and his patriarchy and his fake witches can bring anybody down? Can that demon actually continue to hurt our children? My spirits are saying no, no way. And we've proven that. I don't have to prove it anymore. I don't have to explain myself at this point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna. So that's what I want y'all to take away from the situation. Narcs, and it wasn't just one narc I was dealing with. I was dealing with a gang of narcs, a gang of them. So if I can overcome a gang of narcs, what is it? Am I weak? Am I stupid? I couldn't be weak if I can withstand all of that abuse. And I couldn't be stupid if I'm still able to support myself, buy my children food without food stamps. I'm not on any kind of food stamps or food assistance. I'm not, because that's not what my spirits want. My spirits are leading other women by my example. That is what is happening. These people cannot stop it, because I told you that entire system, even though it is supposed to be there to help you, it is actually there to hold you back from your potential. And you're not gonna necessarily be free from it. It is a trap. Okay. So that's the end of the story. That's my story about it. You know what I'm saying? That's my story about it. Hold on, let me see. So, and that's all that it is to it. They will look, every time those people would take me through a narcissistic abuse cycle, they expected other people to judge me. Oh, look, she's so pathetic. Those people are stalking her. So they're supposed to judge me because you're a stalker. And they're supposed to judge me because you're a liar. And they're supposed to believe it's not about me covering things up. It's not about my magic. It's not covering anything up. My magic is exposing their nature and literally naturally undoing the disgusting manipulation and lies that they had put out there. And all of you victims of gang stalking and narcs, gang stalking you, y'all can overcome it too, period. And that's what I'm here for. So I don't care. I don't care if it looks bad. I don't care if it sounds bad, man. This is real life. But you know what? In real life, it doesn't matter what these people do. God is there for you. Spirit is going to take care of you. And a lot of the other witches and a lot of the other women and children that these people attempt to sacrifice. And that is the truth. I am the truth when it comes to that. And that's one thing they cannot argue with me about. The reason why they can't move on and just let it go is probably because oh boy is in love with me. But he can't love me because he's on the side of the narcs. He's with a narc gang. They're a gang. They are a gang. Okay. And he obviously is bound to the ridiculousness of that gang. Trust me, there is no real marriage or relationship that he has. He just lied about it just so that he could bring judgment, just so that he could so-called hurt me. Well, you know what? It's been months since that man has been able to do anything to hurt me, because I figured out a long time ago that he's full of crap and that everything he was doing was fake for YouTube. And he told me, he said, I want you to get off of YouTube. He told me how he said, I want you to get off YouTube and I want you to do something else. I want you to get and I told him, I said, look, do you want me to find another platform to go to? But why should I have to do that? Because he can't say no. to stalkers. They contact him. They're in his inbox constantly. These people from my hometown. So he made the choice and the decision to go that road. I'm continuing on my path. I will never let any of them deter me from my path. And you know why? It's because I have faith and I have trust in my spirits. And I have never, ever, ever, ever not had faith in my spirits. But you know what? It's not about faith. It's about trust. It's about what is. It's about your energies and your vibrations. He has been heavily, like, y'all don't even want to know. Y'all don't even want to know, like, what I actually deal with this man. I'm talking about spirits coming to me, sent by him, trying to molest me in my bed. So that's the whole point of this, is to show you guys spirit. Also, I haven't lied about anything that I said. A lot of y'all that have been single for years, a lot of y'all that feel depressed, a lot of y'all that are going through your anxieties, it is because this demon or this entity is working through them and they are okay with it. They've made a decision to be on the side of dumb. Because my spirits just see them as low. I'm sorry. And the so-called proof that I'm supposed to be a low life because I have a nice body. Nah, no. Everything good that happens for me, they try to flip it around. And please believe that there are some of them trying to practice witchcraft. I'm going to make her gain weight. I'm going to make her unhealthy. They cast spells to kill people. They just want to kill you. I want to make your heart explode. I want to kill you. I want to make you kill yourself and stuff like that is what they do. And yeah, you can, like, for me as a practitioner, if I do that every single day to somebody for a long time, they probably really would do it. Their life would probably really be ruined. But I'm more responsible with my magic. I would never do that to anybody unless I have to. And I am not really an actual threat to those people. And they know it. The only threat that is to those people is themselves and each other. So that's what my spirits want y'all to believe, especially Lord Ganesha, because I work with Lord Ganesha a lot. Okay, and he has been watching this situation closely. I work with Lakshmi as well. Okay, so if I go through really, really, really hard times, like, I'm talking about, like, when they just won't stop, because they've been constantly nonstop spiritually attacking me for the past 3 months straight. Okay, it's been constant. The one thing I can tell you is that I can speak for Lord Ganesha. I can speak for Lakshmi. I can speak for Hecate. I can speak for Santa Muerta. I can speak for a lot of the deities, Saint Expeditous. I can tell you that all of them are very real and they can help you. That is the whole point of this. But I feel that there are a lot of people out there that are beaten down. And trust me, I've been beaten down. Like y'all think y'all don't like, oh my God, the things that he's been saying to me in real life, the emotional and verbal abuse that he's been doing to me in real life, and how some of us are willing to take that abuse because we're good people. I'm not going to allow people to continue to judge women based upon these types of people, and neither are my spirits. And you know what? We need healers. We need empaths. We need witches. We need our witch doctors to rise up and to resurrect themselves. And we need for you guys to come into the fold, because we need y'all. We do. And it's not like it's the government. Like, we need people. You know how the government with the war and stuff, it's not about that. It's about the fact that there's some people that have a spiritual path, and I am meant to lead those people. I am meant to guide those people and to help those people. That is the only reason why I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. And I agree. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm protected by Saint Michael. I'm protected by Gabriel. I'm protected by all of these deities and spirits. And so, women, I know that we want a man to protect us, but sometimes a man to protect us is not going to be there. So we have to go, and we literally have to just have faith in God, have faith in the angels. And I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be investing all this money and buying statues and stuff of these people, or these deities that have been able to help me. For example, Durga. Durga is extremely powerful right now. There's a lot of mantras that you can listen to that will literally, what it will do is it will create that protection around you. Because I mean, obviously from what I can see and from what I hear from a lot of women, is that unfortunately there's not going to necessarily be a man there to protect you all the time. You realize that the prisons are filled up with men. The prisons are even filled up with empaths. So men, the reason, and I'm gonna tell you something, they lose their way. They do. This is the reason why these men need to start listening to women, but they won't. If he doesn't want to listen to me, if he doesn't want to listen to me when I tell him that what he's doing is dangerous and I can't continue to save him. And look, the past 2 years, it's been me saving him. The past 5 years, I have literally been his personal sponge for all of his negativity and his hatred and his anger. Yeah, you're right, Latoya Martin. It's really difficult. I don't know if, it is difficult. I can tell you that I'm not sure if, I know that he probably has several of my personal items, and God only knows what he's done, but that doesn't mean that he's gonna destroy me. Like, people like him are looking for total annihilation. My spirits have told him so many times, you're not gonna be able to do that. What I'm doing over here has nothing to do with what he's doing. Nothing. Nothing to do with what they're doing. Totally different thing. Don't have nothing to do with what we're doing. What we are doing here is we are releasing people from bondage. We are releasing people from slavery. Okay. But here's what I want to tell you. You can bind somebody, and I do have a doll for him that I can definitely do a binding on and put him in a jar. But this is what I want to tell you. If somebody has all day, every day to think about you and to attack you, at some point, you're going to have to feel something. So bindings and protection can't really protect you from every little thing. Instead of us women blaming ourselves and shaming each other, why won't we go and confront these men and say, why don't you just leave this woman alone then? And you know what, anti-ADOS guy, you're right about that, because the other day I could pick up on bindings. I was being binded on the new moon, and spirits told me that it was him. He is definitely trying to push other men away from me. He does it spiritually. He's not going to tell you that, but yeah, he's definitely trying to stop me from having a love life. But what he doesn't realize is that if you're doing that stuff, if you're trying to stop love from coming to me, what is that going to be replaced with? It's going to be replaced with hate. But he can't stop it. He can't, because I have people in my life. I have men in my life that love me regardless. I may not have a sexual relationship with those men, but I have people in my life looking out for me. So he can't stop that. He already tried. Imagine, I mean, he literally tried to go in through the inside to stop me from having any kind of support system in Georgia. And what is his point? Is his point to come over here and protect me and love me himself? Probably, but it's so unstable. It's so unstable. I can promise you that he is an abuser. So I've been dealing with an abusive relationship, even though I ain't even been with him. And God only knows. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that my spirit's definitely protected me, because I think that the reason why he verbally abuses is because he's probably ready to physically abuse me. So it's probably a good thing that we broke up, because for some reason he insists on thinking that this is what a man is supposed to do. And men like that have a really, really hard time changing. Okay, because he does have a domestic violence record. I don't. I've never domestically abused anybody. It's funny how I've been accused of certain things and I'm such a horrible person, but these people actually have criminal records. It's not that I'm some kind of trickster or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't do anything. Like, literally, when I get off of here in a few minutes, I'm going to spend time with my son. I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to do what, I'm going to eat something. I'm going to do what normal people do. But yeah, you're right, anti-ADOS guy. You're right about that. And I can imagine that. Hold on. I can't imagine that it's probably been some decent men that have seen me on YouTube and probably wanted to be a part of my life. But he's going to do something every day. Like, that is his mission in life, is to eliminate love. But what these people and what your narcissistic family members and like your narcissistic families, parents, when they try to eliminate love out of your life, they're affecting you in other ways. In order for you to literally keep love out of, can you imagine that? Can you imagine what kind of sick person would do that? And I will admit that at the time that I thought I was in love with him, that I even did that to him. I was like, oh, I'm gonna bind you. I'm gonna bind you from, this, and that. And it's not worth it, because number one, you shouldn't have to do all that stuff. If it was meant to be, well, all that stuff wouldn't even be necessary. Well, that's what I can tell you, that the other day I woke up, I felt some type of way, and I could feel just this heaviness around my chest, and I threw the cards, and I could see that somebody was actively trying to bind me. And then also I could see that somebody was even trying to murder me with magic. They were literally trying to make my heart stop. So imagine somebody long term keeping love out of your life. Imagine what's gonna happen to your health. Imagine what's gonna happen to your quality of life. I have another ex that tried to keep me single for 20 years. So it's not just him that's doing it, it's my ex. And then he'll say, no, it ain't your ex. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants you. Ain't nobody interested in you but me. And I'm like, he's blind. He's so selfish and wrapped up in his own little world. So he is totally the wrong person for me. I have to have somebody that practices, that understands energy, that understands empaths, because I believe that if he was an empath, he's blocked off his ability to be empathetic a long time ago. Okay, at least to the people that he tries to do harm to. So that type of person is not what I would need, because it's been unstable. He's like, y'all saw everything that he did all last year. In fact, if you go back and look at all of my videos from January to the end of October, you'll see the entire story. It's all on YouTube if you just go back and look at my videos, especially if you're new. And because I had a lot of new subscribers, and I lost a bunch of subscribers unsubbed. I'm down to 24,000 subscribers, 24,400. Amount of subscribers does not matter to my spirits. The whole point is to connect me with the people that I need to connect to. That's the whole point. That's all they care about. As long as they can connect me to my clients and clients are going to come in, and it's okay for me to keep it all the way real. I don't have to come on here and because the people that I'm meant to help, they don't need me to be fake for them. They need for me to be honest because they're going through the same thing. And those people are the people that I'm meant to help because you know what? Those children need for their parents to get better. Those children need, hey Shireen, those children need for their parents to be okay. So that's what I'm here for. And you know what, guys? I deal with a lot of negativity. I have to deal with the negativity from my clients' cases, and then I'm dealing with their negativity, and then I'm dealing with my family. So I'm dealing with a lot. And you know what they'll say? They'll push me, they'll push me, they'll push me, they'll stalk me, they'll do things to me, they'll psychically attack me, and then they'll come back online and gaslight me and say, oh, you're unstable. He does this when we break up. He does this. He's not happy when we break up. He's always stalking me. He's always it's the same cycle that he's taking me through over and over again. Yeah, and you got Kendra. It's a lot of that going on, and it's a lot of it going on, especially in the Black community. Why are Black people killing each other? Why are they doing that? Why are Black people killing each other? Well, I guess you could say white people are doing it too, but being that I'm a Black woman, you look around and it's not just that, it's that they want to talk about you. They want to make a fool of you. They want to hurt you. They want people to think bad of you. They will get up on panels with other people and the spirits are saying, it's obvious what these people are doing. And it's not about, for me, it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? I am just totally not into it. I don't like the racial tension that it causes. I don't like that whole energy, the power struggle. None of us witches should be dealing with the power struggle of a man. None of us should be dealing with that. Who is Bubble Nose Girl? Who is that anti-ADOS guy? Who is that? Bubble Nose Girl. I don't know who that is. So, at the end of the day, they can say whatever they want to say about me. I'm a slut. I'm a whore. Even though I've only had one sexual partner in the past several years, and I've only had 6 sexual partners my whole life. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? That is because I made that video. I was getting some stuff out, but she's been stalking me for years. That's the problem. That's the entire problem, is that when she saw that old boy wasn't going to stalk me for her, she went to another one, and now him and her are stalking me instead. And evidently, old boy, the one that I thought I could trust, he wants to be in that position because evidently that position is fun. I have no idea. But yeah, she's been stalking me, her, and it's like, you do realize that as a man, you should be shielding the women in your life. You should be shielding them from that, especially when a woman says, I don't want nothing to do with that lifestyle. I'm not like that. In fact, I left my hometown to get away from people that are like that because they began to try to bring me and make me a part of what they were doing. And I don't want to be a part of that. I honestly don't. I'd rather live my life and meet an intelligent man that is a good person, that has a good, kind heart. I am attracted to people with a kind heart. I'm not attracted to people that are evil. I don't really like evil. Okay. And I'm tired of coming out of my element because I'm starting to get very uncomfortable with it. It makes you feel, it makes me feel very uncomfortable because I'm just one of those kind of happy people. I'm, I always just, I don't have those issues. And if I have any issues in my life that are causing me any pain and suffering, if I felt like I was in a negative situation that was holding me back, I would get out of it. I would absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not the type of person that's just going to stay stuck in a bad situation. He is. He's in a bad situation. He's in a terrible situation and he knows it. And instead of him pulling himself out of that situation, he's doing the same thing. In fact, the person that he's living with was probably the original reason why he was stalking me in the first place. And so he was told what it was, and I don't know what it is. I ain't trying to judge nobody, but evidently that person that he's dealing with must be the devil. And I told him, I said, I don't want, and literally me saying that to him a few months ago triggered stalking. It triggered it. They want to control what I talk about. If I do love readings, they're upset. And they have, so anti-ADOS guy, I went ahead and cleared up a lot of the Hecate's Ram channel because they have totally screwed up the algorithm. I did it too. I take full responsibility, but y'all got to understand, I am sensitive. I don't have any family. My mother turned her back on me. My father has always turned his back on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here on God's good graces and with myself, and I've been making it. And you know what? That's the one thing I can tell you. I am the poster child for that. And that is the way it will always be. There's never going to be a time where they're going to make me kill myself. There's never going to be a time where they're going to actually be able to destroy my business or my reputation, because none of that is real. Think about it. Think about how I believe that there are three real practitioners in that sector, three of them. Okay. And think about it. If the devil, and there's a demonic influence and you got people doing work on you, and you got the person that is supposed to be protecting you helping them do work on you, what do you think spirits are going to do? And then they'll even say, oh, you're self-destructive. No, I'm not. Actually, there is no such thing as that when you're dealing with narcs, because when you're dealing with narcissistic people and abusive people, there are going to be times, hold on guys, I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So if you listen, if you got your mama every single day flipping out on you, if you got people throwing stuff at you, at some point you're going to be emotional about it. It's gonna bother you. So it and you know what? Practicing witchcraft doesn't mean that you're just gonna be totally blank from your emotions and you're not gonna go through anything and that's not what it means. I mean, y'all saw last night when I did that live meditation. I'm pretty sure that I had all of y'all. Like everybody that watched that was feeling good, you know. So I'm sorry, y'all. I just ran up the steps. Oh Lord. So yeah, like I'm human. I'm not a robot. I am a person. I am a real life person. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody's gonna like eventually you're gonna get emotional and it's gonna break you down eventually. But that doesn't mean anything. We're supposed to be human beings. We're not supposed to be robots. I am very understanding to people, almost sometimes too understanding. So, I'm just one of those types of people that is very sensitive. I'm very loving. I'm very forgiving. And I'm not going to be punished because of that, you know? Yeah. Yeah, they don't. And that's what I want y'all to know. Thank you, Shireen. That's what I want y'all to know. Listen, no matter what these people have done, my spirits have always carried me through. And I want y'all to know that no matter how bad it gets, I want y'all to know that no matter how bad it gets, that especially when it comes to witchcraft, because they probably are shocked. They are shocked and surprised and appalled that I'm still here and that I'm still running my business. Like, and for some reason they assume that just because me and him are into it, that things are not going well in my business, and that's not true. So I gotta go, you guys, because I gotta get Jacob fed. I'm ready to eat something. I will see y'all later. I'm so sorry. Like, I'll apologize for them, but it's at some point they are gonna have to give it up. They're gonna have to give it up and accept what is, accept that they can't tear me down. They're gonna have to accept that they can't stop me. You can't, like, can you imagine if you're a woman and you're dealing with this and then you're dealing with witchcraft? Witchcraft is going to be the most amazing thing in your life because it's not going to allow them to do that to you. And a lot of people think, oh, well, why can't it stop them? Well, you can't really control their free will. They have free will to do what they're doing, and I have free will myself. So, I just wanted to say that real quick, y'all. And I want to thank y'all. I love you guys so much. What I want to do is I want to get the readings for 2021 done. But for the past couple of weeks, it's been feeling like it's been draining is what I can tell you. And that's another thing. That's another reason why I took Google Voice off of my phone, because sometimes y'all know that I don't work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So sometimes I have to have a day off. And I even noticed that if I come to YouTube and announce that I'm taking a day off, like it doesn't seem like, not clients, because clients can contact me anytime, but it just seems like all of a sudden I start to feel those, attacks, and it's coming from him. It's coming from him. I'm telling you, he's constantly, watching. He's constantly watching over me. I don't get it. So anyway, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a happy Tuesday and everything. But I'm going to be okay, guys. This morning, I wasn't even upset about anything that he was doing. Like, just to let y'all know, as an empath, sometimes I can feel somebody suffering from across the world. And then sometimes when I have those feelings, it can be spirit coming in. And then a lot of times, right before I get clients, those spirits will come in. And so, especially being that we're going through what the world is going through right now. So a lot of the stuff that happens, like like I can sense it. And it's been a lot of crazy stuff happening. There was a murder suicide in Georgia. Like, it's always something constantly going on in Georgia, and it is being facilitated by spirits. So some of these deaths and murders, I'm really, really into like doing the spiritual investigations because it's my calling in life, and I can't do what's opposite to that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to focus on family, and when I come on here, I want to talk about spiritual stuff. I'm not even interested in all of that stuff that they're going through. That's a totally different. I don't know if those people are in some kind of weird sex club or some kind of swinging club. That don't even have nothing to do with what I'm doing or talking about on here anyway. So I'm refocused and I'm realigned, and I appreciate you guys' support and prayers. I really do, because we need it, because we are dealing with, yeah, we are dealing with a lot. Okay. I'll see y'all later. Peace and love. Have a happy Tuesday.